Hello, welcome back. So in this video, we're gonna show you the basic printing with Printf, which is do the format printing or format printout to the console. Okay, to console using Java and do the basic comments your file or programs. Yeah. This is 2 slashes for single line comment. Now if you use Eclipse, you can do shortcut. Okay, ctrl shift and C to comment, and do the same ctrl shift and C to remove. Now for the Mac users, normally control you can use command. And we also have multiple line comments. Okay, so start with slash asterisk, and then you can put your comments, okay, between those two. First start with slash asterisk and close with asterisk and slash. So this is called multiple line comments. We have another type of the comment. This is also for multiple line comments, but this one used for Javadoc. Okay, so I have been talking about Javadoc. Javadoc is just a document for Java. Like for example, let's see, we're looking at scanner Javadoc, right? So this is a Javadoc. So technically, when you use this type of multiple line comments, the comments inside the Javadoc that you have in your program is going to be able to generate it into the HTML format Javadoc and can be published to use. And we're going to learn how to use IfElse and how to generate Javadoc. Now this time we can use Eclipse. So I'm going to create a project. Okay, let's name it display format decision. Now the reason I said decision because we start to use if else. So let's talk about if else too. So what's if else here? If else is going to make a decision to, like, if your statement in parentheses is true, you're going to decide that I'm going to print out true. Else you're going to print out false, something like that. Now let me show basic of if else. Okay, and we're going to use printf. So if it's true, we're going to print f, else we're going to not printf. So we can use printf when it's true. When it's not true, we can use System.out.println. Now basic printf, you can review your textbook on page 102. So we have several symbols in here. One is the percentage %s. So percentage %s stand for string. And we have, if we use percentage %s, so this is string. So you can format spaces in string. So let's take a look. Create new class. So I'm going to do both the IfElse and Printf and System.out at the same time. Let's name display demo. So first we're going to introduce you to the comments for Javadoc, multiple line comments. So in Eclipse, when you do slash and 2 asterisk and do enter, it's going to enter a default comment, which is an author with my credential that I log onto this machine. And this is pretty much a part that will go to Javadoc. It's going to have add and then the name, which is author. So it's telling that this part will go to Javadoc. Okay. So if I want to put a full name, I can just change from here. And we sometimes very commonly want to put the copyright, like copyright, okay, by tennis. Okay. Also puts a definition of your program, and you can put the license at this point too. This program is for demonstration purpose. There is no guarantee that the program will be function. Okay. You may reuse the part of this program for education purpose only. Please email me at okay. Please email me for the part of the program that being used for any other purposes. Right. Please email at to ask for permission to use any part of this program. Okay, something like that. Alright, so display demo. Now let's say I just show you this is part of Javadoc, and I'm going to show you how to generate Javadoc in the HTML format that we can publish and people can access and use your class, just like the way that we use scanner. Alright, so now public static void main string gs. We going to say we're going to declare a variables double. Okay, say number, and let's say I'm going to say this number is going to have, I'm going to say average. Okay. So let's have number 1, number 2. Alright, so I'm going to do some simple math. Average equals to number 1 divided by number 2, right? And let's say I'm going to say number 1 equals to 2.0. Okay, and number 2 equals to 8.0. Now the average is the sum of number 1 and number 2 divided by 3. Let me get number 3 to them. So let me change this a little bit to 7, 2, and 1. Since I want to find an average of 3 numbers, so I add 3, number 3. So I have 4 variables to use. So I'm going to need to sum. With sum, I need to add number 3 too. Alright, so next we need to, I'm going to show you how to do a single line comments, right? So like for example, at this point we said find average of 3 numbers. Right, so this is a single line comments. This is multiple line comments for Javadoc. Okay. Now I'm going to do another type of multiple line comments. Okay, so this is multiple line comments, mean you can put comments in several lines here. Okay, the following logic is using if else Java statement. Okay. Okay. If the statement is true, alright, so I keep putting multiple line comments. You may see that. And the comments here will be excluded from Java compiler. That means you can write anything between the comments, and Java compiler is not going to recognize that. as the syntax errors. Okay, so this is a good place to pretty much just explain your program. So if the statement is true, then the program will print out with no with format. Okay. Otherwise, that means statement is false. The program will print out. Okay. With out using format. Alright, so in other words, I try to prove how to use printf here. Try to show you, and this one is just the regular way that we print out. Okay, in Java. Now, how do I evaluate that? I said if, right? If the, let me say if true, I can say it like that. If true, if it's true, we can say print f, and I want to print the average out. Okay, so the average is a double. Okay, so before we get to that, I just explained that we have percentage s for string. This is going to do the spaces. Now let me show you. I'm going to say percentage s in the quote, and let's say I'm going to print out something. Let's say the text that I try to print out is going to be the average is. Now if I want to put, let's say, percentage 10 s, and this is, I'm going to print a number. When you print a number, it's going to be, you'll be dealing with the decimal points. We use percentage f. Okay, f stands for the floating point number. So let's take a look at, and we say this is going to be percentage f. Floating point, which is a double. Double is a floating point, so I just put that here. An average. Let me take this one out. So this pretty much is going to put some spaces size here. And of course this is going to be System.out. Okay, so System.out. Now else is going to be just System.out.println without a format, and we'll say the average is, so we used to do this already in the quotation and put the text in average. Okay, now if I do %2, okay, and let's say 0.2, so it's going to show 2 decimal places after the decimal points. Okay. Alright, so there's some errors here. Let's check. Let me try just do %2f. Let's see what happens. So it's just complaining about 2f. Let me try to take it out first and see what happens. Alright, so it's actually looking at the average here and put it replacing %10s here. So let's see if I take it out, and because I set it to true, that's why I try to print using printf. Okay, it will never print this until I change this to false. But let's see if I do %f here, that means it's going to take the number here and put it at this point. So let's try to see. Okay, that's right. Now if I say if I change this to false, it's pretty much going to do the bottom one, the average is. Okay, now I'm going to do true. Maybe I should say the average with format is, then we can distinguish between these two statements. %2f. If I say %2f, this will not do anything yet until I'm going to say 2.2. So I'm saying that it's going to display only 2 decimal places after the point, right? So what happened if I do 0.2? Just want to test. So they don't like that. So because the format should be at least 1. So 1 means this one. Like for example, if I want to have more than 1, do 3. It's gonna do just 1 because the max is 1. Now let me see if I change this number to be a little bit bigger and change this to 2. So that should be 30, 40, right? About 40 divided by 3. Right. So in math, 40 divided by 3 is about 13.33, which is that's about right. Now if I do 1 dot, see, so since it's still 13, it will not reflect anything right here. Okay, even you do more than that. Now when you start to do a lot, it's pretty much just not gonna see it. Now let's try to understand what happens, it's actually do the spaces here in front. See that? If you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's actually put the spaces in front here. Okay. Now if I do like a lot, like hundreds, it's just like put a lot of spaces. That's why we have it back there, right? So if I do 1, it's gonna put just 1 spaces, 1, right? Let's see if I do 2, 1, 2. So you may see that 1 and 2 there, including the number itself, like on the 13th itself, like 3, 2, right? It's going to say 1, 2, and 3. So that's why you don't see any differences. Let's start to do with 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Same as also counting the decimal points too. That's why we don't see anything differences yet between 1, 2, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5 still counting. Now when you do 6, that's the difference. So Sima is also counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say we can just say it's counting something around here and plus 1 to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Including the decimal places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. So, in other words, it has 4 numbers places in front. Okay? So if you do 7, I think the reason I doing that, let's run 7 first. You see 7 actually counting from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. See that? So it's actually counting the size of all the numbers. So let's see if I do 3 of this, right? Not including the decimal points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There you go. So let's try to fit all the numbers, right? The numbers, including numbers, digits after the decimal points. Okay, the size of all the numbers has to be 7, and this is out of that 7, we have 3 of them as decimal points, number of digits. Alright, so that's how we use the format. Okay, so that should apply the same when you're dealing with percentage %s. Okay, so now we have covered how to use printf with the percentage %f. And for your class exercises, I want you to try to finish the percentage %s. Okay, just look up on your textbook page 102. We have percentage %z, okay, characters, and percentage %d. So this is like the whole number. We call decimal integer number, or the integer. And we have percentage %e and this is stand for exponential. Okay, floating point number. So on your class exercises, you're going to have to try to use all of this to print out and try to understand how it works, just like showing you that how to use the percentage %f. Now, the last thing that I want to show you is the Javadoc. Okay, so we have all the comments here. We have the Javadoc comments here, and we are ready. Normally, Javadoc is, we like to create on the top before the class, and we like to create at the methods level, class level, and method level. Means before the class itself you do the comments, and before the methods you also do another comments. Like here, the method name is main. You may see that when we do that, IDs or Eclipse just automatically inserted the param, means parameters that we use for these methods name args. See, so you can just say arguments for command. Okay, so this at this point we're not learning how to use the args yet, so in the future we're gonna learn that. So we just need to keep in mind that the args at this point is pretty much just an argument, okay, for the user input. Okay, dealing run Java command. Okay, so we will talk about that later, but this is what it is. I try to explain it in my Javadoc. Okay, and this is a main method. Alright, so that's, I just try to explain what is this method for and what is the arguments. Okay, now we're going to generate the Javadoc. Okay, so in Eclipse you go to projects and we have the generate Javadoc. Okay, now if you use Mac is automatically fill this for you, command Javadoc. But if you are a Windows user, you have to go to configure. Okay, and you pretty much just need to browse into where you have your JDK installed. Okay, if you don't have JDK installed, you supposed to download it. Okay, and to download this, you go to Google and just say JDK. Okay, download. That should take you to the Oracle website where you can start to download your Java. And the latest version at this point, JDK update 31, JDK 8, so you can get that latest one. Click on download and pretty much just need to pick the accept the license and pick your operating system that you try to install. Okay, so I'm going to use my Mac, so I'm installing Mac. If you're Windows, just get Windows. Make sure you have the right one. Like if you're using Windows 32 bits, you need to get this. If you're using Windows 64 bits, you have to get this. Okay. Alright, so now when you have that, you just need to follow a step to install it. And after install, it should take you to C program file. Okay, for Windows user, it should say under this path C command. I want you to go and verify that program files, and depend on if you use the 32-bit or 64 bits. So if you're 32 bits, it's gonna be x86. Okay, if you have 64 bits, so it's gonna be just program files, Java, and then JDK like 1.8_31 for the 1.8 version, update 31, and should be under bin. So inside the bin you see that there's a command say Javadoc. What you need to do is pretty much just copy that path, but make sure verify directly to your file explorer, okay, and copy the path from there and put it here. Now like I said, in Windows you can browse from here and go to the path that I just type out, and you can check, okay, this is the project that I try to generate Javadoc, and you can pick the destination. I'm going to pretty much just leave it in the same location. It's going to create a doc folder right there. So done by hit finish, yes to all. So this is the Javadoc generating output on the console, and you see doc folder just created, and you have the HTML files which is going to display the Javadoc on the index.html. So you can just try to open it. You can do open with the web browser. Okay. And voila, so we get the Javadoc for our decimal here, display format decision. Display demo is the class name. See that? And what would I type? Okay, inside my Javadoc comments here, it's pretty much just going to show in to the Javadoc. Okay, and the methods too. This is the method and the arguments for user input dealing run Java command. See that? So I already have one method which is main. That's why I just show main, and by default it's going to generate the constructor. Okay, constructor pretty much just a method that has the same name as your class name. You see the summary of the method: only one main methods, one constructors, and that's it. Alright, thank you for watching these videos and enjoy your class exercise. If you have questions or concerns, okay, so you can just post at talkrebel.com, and you will just wait for the response on that, and you can also contact me directly at this email. Alright, thank you. Bye bye.